The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about this Umar Johnson and Joe Budden podcast interview that recently came out. Now, Umar recently did the interview with Joe Budden, and it's only on Joe Budden's Patreon page right now. To my knowledge, I don't think he's posted it on his YouTube page yet for free. However, there have been a few clips circulating online that have been released. So what I want to do is I want to talk about those clips and what I saw from Umar Johnson. Now, first off, Umar, in my opinion, is completely out of his goddamn mind. And his rhetoric is especially dangerous to the plight of black men in America. Now, to be honest, he reminds me of the black version of Nick Fuentes. You would think a man with that much experience in the study of psychology would have at least a little bit of tact with his message, I guess. But he doesn't. Just outrageous ideations of liberation from a country that he's already liberated in. So, without wasting any more time, let's get to the first clip. This is Umar Johnson and Ish from the Joe Budden podcast arguing about interracial dating.
In here and clean this motherfucking apartment. Joe might not know who the fuck cleans this
Something
apartment.
just hit me.
Shoot.
Are you mixed race?
No.
Or you a bunny hopper?
Yes. That's
why you have a liberal perspective.
That's not true. That's not
because you go home to a white woman.
Yes, but that's not true. I felt this way before I met my white girlfriend.
So help me understand how you could be so passionate about the black law.
I'm passionate. I'm an objective thinker. I don't. If something makes sense.
So you have no loyalty to the black community.
No, I do have. I probably employ more blacks than you.
Okay, so help me understand that you employ more blacks than me, but you go home to a white woman. Why you don't have a black woman?
Because I fell in love with a white woman, not a black.
Why didn't you fall in love with a black woman?
I did. I fell in love with a black woman. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you fall in love with another black woman?
I did that too. We broke up.
Okay. And why didn't you get another one and another one and another one until you found the right one?
Because I met a white woman that I fell in love with, and that's the person that
and you're being disingenuous about
something.
Not true. And let me tell you what you're being disingenuous about.
True.
Romance is a function of focus and opportunity. If I want to date an Asian, I'm going to put myself around Asian women so I can find one. If I want to date a Latino, I'm going to put myself around Latino women so I can date one. If you wanted to marry a black woman, you would have put yourself around black women so you can find one. So how did you end up with the Caucasian? No disrespect to her.
No, not at all. What I'm telling you is the places that I go socially are not just monolithic.
So what? I went to a white college, white job. I never bunny hopped.
Let's stop right there. So first of all, he's being a hypocrite because he's sitting up here chastising this man for dating a white woman when he just said he went to a white college and worked for a white job, etc., etc., etc. So it's okay for you to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars getting educated at white universities and going and working for white infrastructures and making them money and helping their community out in that way. But it's not okay for Ish to date a white woman. You see, it's okay for Umar to do it, but it's not okay for anyone else. This is the stupidity behind Umar Johnson's message. And to top it off, all of this shit coming from a nigga with two baby mamas. Two women who he hadn't made, two black women who he hadn't made honest women. See, it's crazy. To me, it's crazy listening to a man chastise another grown-ass man over his loyalty or his perceived lack thereof to the community when he's a whole serial bastard baby maker. Black men, hear me out. Date who you want to date. Don't let compromised Negroes like Umar Johnson dictate to you who or where you should put your love interest in. And yes, I said compromise. We'll get into that later. Let's continue.
My question, let me answer you. That wasn't my priority. My priority wasn't, I'm not closed off to dating Latino women. I'm not closed off to dating Asian women. I'm not closed off to dating white women. So again, in my search for romance, all of those things were on the table.
But you do understand that by not being with a black woman, you undermine the success of the black community.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. Then tell me how the black community benefits from you having a white woman.
If I lend to the financial uplifting of that community, one. That's one thing. Two, if I'm helping to educate the people in that particular community, that's a benefit.
Does not your white woman benefit more from your economics than any black person?
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
So why can't they both be mutually beneficial?
You want to know why? Because she belongs to the group that is responsible for the historical oppression of your race. So why would you voluntarily go over and marry into that? Because when you marry the woman, you don't just marry the woman or date the woman. You're dating her community and her culture. And given the history of us and them, why would you dare align yourself with that if you care about us?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Umar got to be on one right now. I swear to you, he got to be on one right now. I don't know how y'all take this nigga seriously, man. Umar's message to the community and his approach to racial affairs is a recipe for disaster. And he proves that time and time again throughout this interview. But we're gonna move on to the next part of the interview, where Umar speaks on Eminem and white folks' place in hip hop.
They can do so as a hobby because whenever they want to take off their suit, they can put their white privilege suit right back on and pick up the privileges they had before they made the rap album. Eminem has all the privileges of a white male and the privileges of being in the hip hop community. So we got to be careful about letting non-Africans come into our community, benefit or participate in our culture when they get to leave at the end of the night. Jane Elliott can leave at the end of the night. You black forever. You can never take that costume off.
All right, so let's stop right there. Let's stop it right there. Real quick. Umar Johnson is beyond delusional when it comes to racial affairs in America. He still thinks that we're living in the Reconstruction and Jim Crow era. Newsflash to all you pro-blacks. We already lost the game. See, we got to understand, in general, white folks are not really thinking about us. We are on the brink of World War III and simultaneously allowing millions and millions of undocumented illegal aliens in at our southern border. That's what they're worried about. Now, beyond the skyrocketing crime in every major Democratic city, black Americans aren't an issue for the average white person in America that's just trying to raise their child and keep a damn roof over their heads. Black folks are free to do pretty much whatever they want in the USA, but we're so punch drunk on victimhood that we can't see it.
You don't think Eminem is one of the best rappers of all time?
According to who?
You, rap fans.
Let me say something to you, and this is going to my African fundamentalism. No non-African can ever be the best of anything African. It is an insult to the ancestors, it is an insult to the race, and it is an insult to every black person. Do you think I could go to Palestine and be the best anything of Palestinian culture? You never see that. You think I could go to Israel and be the best of anything in Israel, whether it be a cook, an instrumentalist, a dancer? Hell no. And we have to stop naming non-African people, Joe.
But I disagree.
Stay with me though. Let me finish this. We got to stop naming non-African people as being the best of any aspect of our cultural product.
Joe, I think you
because
can.
it is an insult.
And we gotta stop inviting.
We can acknowledge that the talent is the
Yes, I can acknowledge Eminem's title.
We should.
But let me tell you,
Go ahead.
For you to put him at the top,
Let me ask you this.
that's white supremacy.
All right. All right. Let me start by first saying that I am no fan of Eminem. And that's not because he's white, but that's because of his music. For the most part, his music just doesn't resonate with me. But that's my personal opinion. But there are millions and millions and millions of people who disagree with me on that. So while I don't believe Eminem belongs on anyone's greatest of all time list, I still have to acknowledge that the general public sees otherwise. See, here's where Umar's dead wrong. First off, hip hop is an American genre started by Black Americans. It's not African. Also, Black America is not a place. So the comparisons to Palestine and Israel are completely off base. Now, if we were having this discussion about Afro beats, he may have a leg to stand on. But even then, and when I say we, I mean Black Americans, we would be excluded from that category as well, because Africans, in particular Africans who are from the continent, do not consider us Africans. And I'm not mad at them for that. Second, excluding Eminem would be just as racist as if white folks banned Hootie and the Blowfish from alternative rock. We can't on one hand demand that white folks treat us equally and give us a fair shot, and then ban them and ban or exclude them from things that we started. Not to mention, hip hop is not even an African nor African American owned industry. It's owned and controlled primarily by Jewish people. So there's that.
That's white supremacy.
What's white culture?
I don't see Eminem building no schools and hospitals.
We gotta
I don't
stop
see
inviting
DJ
people to the cookout.
Khaled building no schools and hospitals.
What's
I don't see DJ Vlad building no damn banks and supermarkets.
Yo, I'm asking you.
Hell no.
Let me ask you a question.
Ain't no non-African can be the best anything in my race.
So here's another horrible point articulated by Dr. Umar Johnson once again. Why are Eminem and DJ Khaled required to build schools and hospitals? This ain't a third world country. Black Americans have access. Black Americans have access to education, and they have access to healthcare. As a matter of fact, Black Americans have more access to top tier healthcare than a large portion of the entire world. And that brings me to our third and final snippet. Now, at this point in this video, Umar Johnson was asked about, or they were discussing, I think, how to fix the Black community or something along those lines. So let's get to it.
But amongst our generation, our age and younger, it's mostly opportunism. And I say that on one thing. I'm the most requested Black scholar in the world. All 7 continents, nobody close. I'm building 2 schools in Wilmington, Delaware. We started without a penny.
Oh, that's the other one.
You understand? We started without a penny. If I can travel the world and do what I do, evaluate kids, help parents save their children, and I can find time to build 2 institutions, where y'all's at? Ain't nobody else doing shit but talking shit. We need institutions. 50% of the solution is institution. School to teach the people. Bank to invest in the people. Hospital, save the people. Supermarket to feed the people. If you ain't talking schools, banks, hospitals, supermarkets, manufacturing, distribution, you're not serious about solving the Black community's problems. Talk is good. Institutions are better. Activism or institutions.
So again, we are American citizens. Our tax dollars are already going towards schools and hospitals. As far as banks and distribution and all that shit goes, we as Black folks in America are nowhere ready and nowhere capable of doing that at a large scale. And the numbers prove it. The numbers prove it. We're 13 to 15% of the population, and we account for less than 1% of the wealth. We don't have extra money to do anything. We don't have extra money to do anything. But damn that. How the hell does he suggest that we skip straight to banking and distribution when we don't even have a we don't even have a functional community? Any Negro telling you otherwise is scamming you. You see, the one thing that none of these pro-blacks want to talk about is the real solution to actually fixing this mess. And that solution is ending the single mother household epidemic that's been plaguing our community for damn near 60 years. But see, this is why I say he's been compromised. If Umar says that, then he'll offend the majority of his donor base. Gullible, black, single mothers. But what do I know? Look, whether you agree, disagree, or you're indifferent, do me a favor. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to tap that notification bell and select all. For myself and the rest of the crew here at Trippin' Ain't Easy TV, peace out. Catch you on the next one.